All that. 12 minutes. Well, there we are. Now we're live.
Oh my
Now
goodness.
we are.
I
You guys,
wasted all my best material.
you guys got me so rattled I couldn't think straight.
Oh,
Gee,
TCH2O.
I already said
Were
all
we
the
on
funny
were we
stuff.
on y'all's TVs, y'all? Were we even showing? Because we've been just chatting away.
women.
We're
What?
talking to everybody. I said all my funny things. I'm out. I'm out of
We even played music. Ah,
I
all
don't see
right.
anybody
material.
wondering where we were.
Everybody thought we were live.
I don't think
Can y'all
anybody
hear?
cared.
Can y'all hear us?
Father Fish,
You can now.
turn me
So,
back up or something because you're doing that robotic thing again.
yeah, nobody's watching it for us. They're they're just talking with each other.
Okay,
Uh,
we're on.
Whatever
yeah,
we did yesterday worked, and it's doing.
I'm
We
doing
didn't
what I
fix it.
can to make it engaging. You
It's not
see.
fixed yet.
And turning it on live is the first part.
Glory. Alex wants Halloween music.
I don't know. You press the magic button and then it stops doing the robotic.
Really?
I
It's,
don't know
it,
what button you press, but
is
it
it
used
still
to work.
doing it? Still doing it?
It's still doing it.
Hey guys, how are we coming
If
in?
you
I'm
can't
not
fix it, I
seeing a
can just
chat.
drop down.
Is
Can
that
y'all
better?
all see us and hear us?
Is that better?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Peculiar. Very peculiar.
I don't. So, do you know what you're doing to fix it?
Yeah, I'm just toggling the
Oh,
audio.
Blake's here. Good day, Blake.
Huh? Because we've had that same problem like the past 4
And
days,
that's
and then
the
you do
same thing.
something, and then it
Yeah.
fixes it.
It just changes it, and that makes the difference.
Yeah.
Doesn't
We
matter
were
what
just
it changes.
chatting away, thinking we were putting on a show.
We don't know what we're doing. That's for sure.
Good
Really?
morning, millions.
I'm barely getting out any hellos.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Hey, Blake came up, Father Fish. He said, "Long time no see."
I know.
Hi,
It's
Blake. Nice to see you. Yeah, Blake hadn't been here in a while.
I think
Blake
he
does
popped in on my birthday just and said hello, but I think
nice,
that might be the last time.
Yeah.
Blake does really impressive videos.
He did a good
Oh
one
yes,
this
he
morning
does.
Yeah,
about angelfish, 10 best
Absolutely.
tank mates for angelfish.
make sure his link gets posted.
Yeah.
Who did I just miss?
Tennessee Water, For Real Keeper, Millions and Sons, John McKenzie, Stephanie Frederick, Monster Fish Gal, Catfish Terry. Hey, Catfish. Morgan Corkheim, Oregon. Tushita Heaven.
Sharpie.
Couldn't
That's,
see anything, couldn't hear anything. It's because we weren't doing anything.
we thought we were live. We had the
You
whole
don't
schedule
realize
going.
you're not like, why is this not coming up? I'm saying, I'm over here looking at YouTube. YouTube screwed up again. Well, except we weren't live.
Well, we
we
played a song. We had some
Yeah,
jokes.
start over again.
We did all
Play
the
a
things.
song.
could do that.
Yeah, we could have a song. Oh,
Good morning, Hira.
did you play the Halloween song yesterday? Somebody wanted to hear that the past couple days.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, I think,
Maybe
didn't
we did.
I did play a little of it. Let's you know what's fun.
Thank you, Lori.
Let's do Lee.
Okay.
Let's do Lee.
Oh,
We're just gonna
I want our
start over.
original. I love our original song that he
Oh,
did.
it's gone.
I
It's
know
gone.
it.
It's
Well,
gone.
Has anybody
That's
heard
that.
from Aquatic
yeah, that is
Conquest?
sad.
AC, we
No,
miss you and
not a
love
word.
you.
All right.
Throw it on there full screen.
Yeah.
My fish man at me. I've been didn't wanna feed them all tonight. I found it hard to say. They thought I'd had enough of them. Why can't they see? They're lovely to me, but I have to sit here and watch them play on my own every now and then. My snails are mad at me. Been sitting on my ass for an hour. I hardly said a word. I tried and tried, but I could not be heard. Why can't I explain? Why do I feel this way? 'Cause everything I say, they don't understand, they don't realize, they take it all the wrong way. My frogs are mad at me. We argued just the other night. I thought we'd talk it out. We talked and talked until it was out. I thought we'd agree. I thought they'd understand. But when I try to talk, they say I don't care. They say I'm unaware, and then they say I'm weak. Sucks to be me. I'm only doing my best for them.
Yeah.
Gotta love Lee.
Gotta love Lee. You
Gotta love him.
I knew it.
Okay.
Now we're all discombobulated.
Yeah, we are. 'Cause
Has anybody got a question?
We were live, you know?
Who has a question?
Nobody.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Not
I
that
don't
I'm
have one
finding.
either. If anybody would like their question answered today, please
Does anybody
drop
want
in
to
the
come up
chat.
and show some fish tanks? Well, something.
We will do our best to address it, right?
Yep. Where's Alan Tooth? Is he here?
I think he's in here. So
He's put a heater in his tank and on his way up.
oh,
He's coming or down. He's coming here today.
so let's talk about the website again and some of your fish and where they can and how they can get your fish and your plants and all those good things and anything that's new and exciting.
Well, we were looking at. I was looking at Aquabid last night with Tom and yesterday afternoon, and noticed that there are very few plants on Aquabid.
Okay.
Not much at all. And I thought that would be an easy one to do. I could put a massive plant list up.
Yes.
Be able to fill it on a weekly basis.
That would be nice.
With no trouble at all. And that might be enough to really make the whole thing work. Just doing that.
Yeah.
The plants are a lot easier to ship than fish.
Well, they are.
So, I'm looking at that possibility. What I can do is take orders and then fill them the following week.
Okay.
So
and then don't forget your gift cards for Christmas.
Yep.
Cards for right. I do have gift cards for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Do you
we have a number of special tank deals. We got a big load of tanks in this past week from a club member who passed
Oh,
a
okay.
month ago. It was very sad.
That
Wonderful
is sad.
man.
Yeah.
Tom Chapman, lovely man. Um, very active in our club and had a big fish room. So his family did not call us and ask if we would clear it all out, take everything. So we've done that.
Yeah.
And are putting his tanks on sale as setups, complete setups.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a good deal. You get a 10-gallon set, a 10-gallon tank with everything except the light, not the light, but everything, a heater, filter, dirt, thermometer, just everything you need for $49.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
And then
That's really nice.
a
Yeah.
20-gallon tank. 20 gallons are running, I think, 75, and the 55 complete with everything, including a lid, is I think 195 something. So a lot of really good deals,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
and
That's
we've
nice.
already sold a bunch of them, so they're not going to last real long. We had maybe 20, and we sold at least half
Oh, nice.
in just a
Hey,
few days.
you have a question from Sharpies.
Yes.
Right,
It says,
Sharpie,
I
go
do
for
have
it.
a question. Would Chopre Daniels be zoomy enough to avoid becoming brochure snacks or biker snacks, as some people? I know they'll be fine with the Akaras, but I'd rather they didn't get eaten.
All right, what is this again?
He wants to know if you can put Chopre Daniels in with his bikers, as some people pronounce it. He's afraid they might be snacks. Are they fast enough to get out of the way?
Can he keep Danios with biters? How do you say it? I'm like Joey.
I say
Oh,
Bashirs,
okay.
but
Are they
some people say
zoomy
bikers
enough? Are they fast enough to stay away
avoid
from?
being eaten
And
by
you
Yeah.
be
the
zooming
shears.
to avoid becoming biker snacks. Um,
Or would it be stressful?
yeah, up to a point they will. Bikers get very large. I mean, they can get upwards of 2 feet long.
Oh, wow.
It's not uncommon to have them grow up to a foot plus in an aquarium. And as they get bigger, they become more predacious. So there is a point at which it won't work, but they're fairly slow growing too. So you can, if you're getting little 3, 4 inch, even 5 inch bikers, and mixing them in with community fish, by and large they're going to be fine until the biker gets big enough that he really sets out to try to eat everything in the tank. He will eventually do that. So it's a sort of thing you can do for a while. It's like a lot of fish. I remember a really good example of this. I had a tank years ago that I set up with angels, small angels, and I put a load of either cardinals or neons in the tank. Can't remember which. And they did brilliantly together. It was an absolutely beautiful tank, very heavily planted. Um, just a really tall tank, really pretty, very nice tank. I had it set up for probably 6 months, and everything was growing very well until I started noticing as my angels got bigger, the neon started disappearing. And it got to the point where they were disappearing at the rate of one or two a day.
Ooh.
There were easily 100 in there, so I really did not notice it for a while. But eventually I did notice it when it got down to like 25 or so, and it was not finding dead fish, no carcasses. And then caught I caught an angel eating a neon and realized that and this is true. This is true of all fish, particularly all predators. They will leave a tank mate alone They will not bother it. They will not chase it. They will ignore it until they're big enough to eat it, and then they'll eat it. They have the unique ability to make that little fish feel safe around them until they are not safe.
Mm.
The minute that the day they are not safe, they are gone. You got to give it to the predators. They really know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, fish eat fish.
Fish eat fish. That's right. Best food for fish.
Just a matter of when.
Right.
True enough. True enough. So yeah, the question: can I keep this with that? Sure, you can for a period of
For
time,
a while. Yeah.
but eventually, one or the other of them is going to probably disappear. Particularly if you're dealing with fish that get big. Any fish that gets big is going to prey on fish that are little. So you really can't get away with putting big and little together. It just doesn't work. And that's I'm trying to think when it's an exception. Discus, I've never seen discus eat little fish. It's not to say they won't or can't. I just haven't seen it. But then I really haven't given them that many opportunities. You might try it. You might try putting. We'll get um, Petroman to put some neons. He had guppies in with his baby discus, but I'm wondering about larger fish like neons and with discus if they would survive. My hunch is they would not. My hunch is the discus would eat them if they could.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, another thing that's interesting about this, the neon is probably the most populous fish in the Amazon. There are more of them by count, probably, than any other fish in the Amazon, which means that they are a more common food source than any other fish in the Amazon. So neons, as pretty as we think they are a primary food source for many, many species of fish. And they spawn in huge, immense shoals of tens of thousands. They're these vast shoals of these small young neons going through the water. Another interesting thing about the neon, while they are literally never caught as large fish. There was a display of neons in New York City back in the 1950s in which two neons were put on display that were 6 inches long. That's not there, that's 6 inches. Half a foot long neons. The person that displayed them claimed they were caught wild.
Wow.
Never
They were really that big, and they were neons. They weren't cardinals or.
well, they might have been cardinals. I can't
Yeah. Oh, hey, baby
recall.
dog.
As I recall, they were neons. So that is to say, the neon, which we know is a tiny fish, gets very large, but you never catch them because it is so uncommon for them to get large in that they are a primary food source. So the the uh, the occasion of a neon getting to 3 or 4 inches virtually never
It's for
happens
real.
in the wild. They're gobbled up. They're eaten up. They are they are they are a primary food source, which explains why the guys who are out there collecting them are able to collect them by the tens of thousands. The tens
Well,
of thousands. They may catch 100,000 and sell them to a boat on its way downriver to go to um, the broker, they may sell 100,000 of them for now in today's rates probably $200 to $300. Used to be substantially less. They used to go 10 for a penny. Um, they're probably still pretty close to that, really. 10 for a penny. They're not 10 for a dollar by a long shot.
I had no idea they could get that large, truthfully.
Well, nobody does.
Yeah, I've never even.
They've
Never
only
seen
been
anything
displayed at that size one time, and it was considered to be an anomaly, and so there was never anything written or discussed about it. It came and it went. You might find something on the web about it.
Huh.
I don't know. I remember seeing pictures of them when I was a young man, many years ago.
I mean,
And it just kind of came and went. But that was the story. And
Yeah.
when you think about what they are in the ecosystem, they're a primary food source. There's nothing else that
Right.
exists in that volume. That they're like krill in the Antarctic. They're in
Huh.
such vast shoals that everybody eats them, and so they get decimated.
right. So
And they get eaten
That's-
up to the point where they're the class 2, class 3, class 4, year 2, 3, and 4 ceases to exist.
yeah. I mean, I've had some get fairly large, but not anything
Inch
like
and
that.
a half, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
I have a hard time keeping tetras in general because I have really hard water, and I just don't want to bother with it, so I don't keep tetras. They
No,
do
I don't
run
think
my
anybody
water.
keeps tetras longer than maybe a year or so. I've had
Yeah.
some come in like black skirts that are 2, 3
Yeah.
years old. But yeah, it's uncommon to keep tetras very long. I am never able to keep neons or cardinals for any length of time at all. If I get 100 neons in, I'll sell 50 of them, and the other 50, as they sit there, will die off, and I'll wind up with one, and that
Yeah.
one will live for years,
I
or
mean,
for a year. You know,
if I if it was my passion, I would figure out ways to keep them, but I'm interested in other things, so I just don't bother. But
yeah. Well, you're right, and they're common enough fish.
yeah.
Now, things like the ember tetras and so I'm trying to think of what some of the others are. There are new tetras that are coming in that are tiny, and
Yes. Like
the
the-
reason they haven't come in before is because it takes a little extra effort to catch them. So
Okay.
nobody is bothered with them, and they're very tiny, so nobody is bothered
Yeah.
with them.
I
They've
don't
been
know
out
the
there.
names, but I've seen some little silver ones. I said they're beautiful.
Oh, they are. Yeah,
You know,
they've been out there all along, but nobody's fooled with them. So now they're fooling with them. They're catching them, bringing them in, and suddenly we have a whole new population of fish, and they're pretty easy to breed. Tetras are really very simple to breed,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easy to get them going in captivity. Anyway, they all came off of Sharpies.
Yeah, we're off
Shopper
on the
video.
wheel.
Yeah, and it's it's significant because we all want to be able to keep a wide variety of fish. The reality is,
Yeah.
the reality is, that people who get really interested and serious about fish always have more than one tank, unless they strictly limit themselves to certain species.
I would have to say guilty.
Yeah, right,
Yep.
right. Well, you're not alone.
Yeah.
One goes to two, two goes to four, four goes to 6 or 8, that goes to 10.
It's like
Then you've
duckweed.
got 20. It's like duckweed, right? And the reason that happens is you become you you go in the shop or look online and you see things that just catch your imagination,
Yeah.
and you want to try them. But they have to be kept by themselves or in a tank of other fish comparable to them. So that's
Exactly.
another tank, and then another tank. And if you do species tank, which most hobbyists get into eventually, they get away from the community. They may have a community tank, but
I
most
have
of their
one.
tanks, yeah, most of their tanks are going to be species tanks. We have one or maybe two species in a tank.
Yeah. I have one community tank, and it didn't used to be a community tank, but I had, as you said, other species and tanks, and then I decided I wanted those tanks for my goldfish, so I took all this fish and put it into one tank, and they're getting along great. And that's my one community tank.
Right, and they do until they don't.
Right.
So the notion, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I have people coming in bringing fish back because they're aggressive. Fish like mollies, guppies, little live bears, tetras. My tetra is so mean it chases everybody. So I take it back and I give them something else that's probably going to be worse. I don't try to do that. I try to give them something that'll be. But fish are not a peaceful animal. They're
Well,
just
no,
not.
because they're hungry.
Yeah, they're an aggressive, assertive, dominant animal.
Right.
They're like birds. If anybody's ever kept birds, particularly large birds, not little birds, bigger birds, not macaw, smaller than that, um, like cockatoo or cockatiel even,
Yeah.
that level, that level above. The one thing you learn about birds is that they do not cower. If they do something that you don't appreciate and you flick their beak or otherwise do something that is aggressive toward them, they instantly return the aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly. They don't even have to think about it. If you if you come on strong with a bird, it's gonna come on a little stronger right back at you instantly. And fish are that way too. I mean, little fish are used to running and hiding because they can get eaten. But bigger fish, bigger fish will come right back at you. You you get like a big pot, something in a tank, like Oscars are a good example. Almost any of the Central Americans, um, they'll just come right back at you.
It,
They're dominant, aggressive animals.
yeah, it
There's
just reminded of. Go ahead,
You,
Mary.
yeah,
oh, I just wanted to see if I could be excused for a second.
You
if
need a
you must.
you need a hall pass.
Bathroom, yeah, bathroom break.
Uh,
I'm actually going to leave the room. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
I was just laughing, Father Fish, because when you said that, if you do something they don't like, they retaliate. I'm like, yeah, it reminded me of hanging out with my little brother. He would hit me, so I'd hit him 3 times right away.
right.
Same behavior.
Yeah, it's true. Uh,
Uh,
dear. What else is
all
going
right.
on here?
I'm kind of looking. People are chatting.
Ooh,
So I think you can. Oh, Michael Long was saying he once lost 6 neons as soon as he brought them home, emptied the bag into the net, dropped to the tank, and then knocked over the pail net right into the drain.
where are you?
Oh, I'm on 840. It's just a funny little statement. I mean, not funny, but we're laughing now.
Oh,
It's
Chubbs
an
is going to
accident.
be on.
We've all
Chubbs
done.
is going to be on with Big Tank Kang tonight. Live stream at 10:30 Central. That'll be fun. Be
Yeah.
11:30 my time, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, right. You're talking about Michael Long's.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
laughing, sorry, but we've all done things like that.
Yeah, really. Right down the tubes. Or in the toilet or some such thing.
Yeah.
I know. It comes from trying to be too careful. If you try to be too careful, you're going to mess up. Invariably.
Like I said, honestly, I've done things like that. I lost a betta down the drain one time, and I was being really careful, and and I'm trying to get the tail, and I'm just like, I couldn't believe it went down the drain.
Trying to pick it up by the tail. Nice.
I was trying to get anything I could get because it was going down the drain.
Oh, no.
And
Right.
it kept wiggling, and then wiggling into the drain, and I was just like, oh God, I couldn't get it.
Strainers.
Well, I have a different method now.
Right.
So you learn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Yeah. And that was just doing, changing my jars. You're just changing jar after jar
Right.
after jar, and one just flipped and did something weird, and it just went whoop. And then, like I said, I was trying, but couldn't save it. I mean, if you've had any amount of fish for any time, you've had accidents.
Oh, Sharpie's talking about this is kind of interesting. He had a group of panda cories, 5 of them. Now has one. It's been gone strong for a year and a half. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a group of fish, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 fish,
Yeah.
20 fish, and in fairly short order, it's down to one, and that one lasts forever.
I've had that
over
too.
and over again.
And then if you try to buy more, and sometimes it just doesn't work,
Right.
Father Fish, do you have panda cories? I'm just curious because For Real's looking for panda cories.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I do right now. They're generally pretty easy to come by. I get people bringing them in who have bred them. Occasionally they'll go on sale and I'll buy 100.
Yeah.
I'm probably out right now. Haven't seen them in a while.
Well,
Haven't
they're
gotten them
cute.
in a while.
They're cute ones. Everybody likes them.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna have to do a fish order in the next week or two. So I'll have a bunch of stuff for Christmas. People buy fish after Christmas, not
Yes.
before.
That week after is busy. They're setting up
Yeah.
their tanks and they're ready to go.
Right, they're getting tanks for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I sell plants and fish
Absolutely.
afterwards.
You need to be stocked for that week.
Oh, yeah.
Stocked up and ready to go.
And I will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to crack the whip and keep asking you.
You got it.
Roman had panda cories breed in his tank.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, they breed pretty easily.
Well, and he was saying without any assistance, I like that. Just let them do their thing.
Generally speaking, fish don't need a lot of help
Right.
to spawn. If you got a healthy tank and the fish are doing well, they're going to breed. It's just doing what comes natural.
Absolutely.
Unless they need to be triggered by a temperature change, which
water change
can sometimes be the case, particularly with cories.
Mm-hmm.
Mary's.
She's indisposed.
I see. Right. She's back. She's back.
Stage.
And she's back.
Oh, I was going to say, I've been
back,
sitting
baby.
there a while.
Oh, now she's crackly. Do your thing, your button thing.
I don't know why my screen is like that because I'm on a tablet. I don't know why I'm a little square. I'm a square.
Oh, it's dark too.
Is it? Well, that's probably a good thing.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's darker.
when we used to take the exit to drive, to come back into town, if we'd been to Portland or something, we'd take the exit and we'd come off that exit and start coming down over the hill to pull into Route 1, which would be Pleasant Street. And my son was little. He'd say, "We're back to normal." Back to normal.
Back to
Back
normal.
home. Back to normal.
Sharpie is talking about trying to figure out why one of his Shopri Danios changed color to black and white vertical stripes.
Okay. Thank you, Roman.
Many fish are born with one pattern or develop one pattern very early on that changes when they become mature to a completely different pattern. The early pattern, however, never really goes away. It's still there. It just gets covered over, I guess, by their mature color pattern. There are lots of examples of this. Discus are an obvious one. Most discus are born with vertical bars. And when they become mature, they develop a color pattern that hides the vertical bars. But the bars are still there, and occasionally they will revert back to them. Generally, bars on a fish, not always, there are exceptions, but generally, bars on a fish are a very early pattern that shields them from predation. It breaks up the color pattern on the fish and makes it look like it's part of the natural environment, like sunlight shining through rays of sunlight, that kind of thing. So when you look at it, mixed in with the background, it becomes difficult to see because part of it's hidden, part of it's in background, and the other part of it's sticking up, but it's like bands, so it's like light. So it's a natural and obviously a very effective um, means of camouflaging. It's a natural kind of camouflage that baby fish develop in order to protect themselves from being eaten up. As they get bigger, the bars don't go away. They may fade in and out. They may be more or less intense. They typically don't go away. And in some fish, they remain and become more intense and may even take on some color as the fish matures. But in far more cases, a dominant color pattern will emerge in the mature fish that will block out and hide those bars. But if the fish becomes stressed, if it becomes frightened, if something happens to threaten it, it will revert to the bars. So they're still there. In the case of your Danios, it's simply for whatever reason it's doing one of two things. It's either reverting to an earlier pattern for reason of camouflage, or it's doing the opposite, which is it's becoming more intensely colored as a part of its mature breeding pattern. And you got to figure out which is which. That's your job, Sharpie. Which one is good?
GRB has a question about quails, though. At 8:50, I can't even see my screen. 8:50, because Betsy has been showing off the baby quails. It's intrigued him with breeding quails. Apparently, the males have a white beard. I found this amusing. Is this the best way to distinguish gender easily?
Well, it depends on the species. There are a lot of different kinds of quail. We're breeding the Japanese quail, in which the male has much more color pattern than the female. The female is more common, more evenly brown. The male has black flecks throughout its coat or its feathers. But they're all different.
Hey, Lori's got a project coming up. She said her pool pond was delivered. Basement walls coming down for the monster catfish. That would be fun.
Well, what kind of pond did she get?
She didn't say what kind of pond, I don't think, but I'm sure you can throw it in there for us, Lori, right?
Yeah, what'd you get, Lori?
She can update us.
I know I've got some.
They have some beautiful fish.
I've got some ponds that are about 10 feet across and about 2 feet deep. That's where I have my big pacu and big redtail. I had other fish in there with them. I had large Oscars in with the redtail, and he ate them.
Oh goodness!
I didn't think he would, but they disappeared.
They got big mouths.
They do have big mouths.
Trap doors.
Yep.
Really.
A pool pond.
A pool pond.
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
She says just like yours, Father Fish.
Oh, okay. Is that going to be indoors or outdoors?
Yeah, it's going in the basement.
I guess indoors.
Taking a wall down in the basement.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it up. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it. You'd think that you could keep a lot more fish in that, but when you've got a beast like that, I have large pacu in with mine, and by large I mean 1.5 to 2 foot, big pacu, and they do fine together. But if I put anything in there under a foot long, it's gone. The catfish just takes it right down.
That's pretty amazing.
Anything small, so I can't do it. So as a result, I've got this big pond with 3 or 4 large fish in it. And I really don't, at this point, have anything else I could put in there. I've got peacock bass that are 1.5 feet long, but he would eat them. He'd just stay on them until he got them.
Well, maybe someday somebody will bring you something that'll be big enough to go in that pond.
Yeah, big shells, maybe, something like that. Yeah. It'll happen.
Oh, yeah. Somebody will walk in with something.
Right.
Hey,
have a fish they can't handle anymore.
Yeah, Al Westsox has a question.
Sure.
He says, I was watching some zebra danio breeding videos, and some showed a pinkish or reddish fish they called zebra danios. Vids from the Korea area. Are those fish available here, or is that a regional thing? And that is at 8:54.
Yeah, I see it. I'm looking at it. Pinkish or reddish fish they call zebra danios.
Yeah. Would it just be like your regular glowlight?
I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
That they're calling zebra?
I'm thinking it's a glowfish.
Yeah.
Because the glowfish are red or pink.
They are, and when they, gonna breed, it becomes more intense. But it's the shape of a zebra, so I wonder if they're just calling it that.
I don't know. That would be my guess that they're glowfish.
Yeah, I would agree.
They're not a native. They're not native to Korea. So check out glowfish. See if that's what you're talking about, Al. GLOFISH.
Right, but it's the same family.
It's the same fish.
Right. So it's like, it's a danio, so it might be that.
Genetically enhanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's not an anomaly, it's designed.
But I'm talking about the other one.
Other what one?
I think Petco calls it just not the actual glowfish, but they call it a glow danio, and it's naturally pink.
No, it's not.
It's the danio shape, but it's not enhanced. It's just a natural fish.
Not true.
Well, that's what they call
Well, they're
Yeah.
wrong. They're lying to you.
it. Well, what about my diamond tetra or whatever
Yeah,
that my
you're-
niece gave me? That's a giant Garami. That
The what?
they sold it to her as a diamond tetra or whatever. But that's what they're calling it
Tetras,
at my store.
Tetras, Barbs, and Danios have all been cultured for these genetic anomalies. They have all the, the they're all genetically enhanced. Not every one, but species of those have
Yeah.
been. The barb, it's been the tiger barb. Also, bettas have now been genetically enhanced.
Right.
In China, angels have been genetically enhanced.
Mhm.
Um,
That's right.
all they're
Ow.
doing is they have a laboratory that teases out a chromosome from the cell, from a cell of a jellyfish, and they ship that to a breeder who mixes it in with 1 hour or less old eggs of whatever the target species is. And out of that, a few of those fish, that 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 genome will attach to the egg and will cause the fish that's born as a result of it to have a different color. That color will then be crossed back either to a common of this species, or if there are enough of them, to its own to a pair that have the color feature, and out of that they'll begin to develop a strain of these fish. It's a very laborious process. Um, I keep promising to have the guy on here who
Yeah.
who designed and developed that
Develop them.
process.
Well,
And
that would be fun. Now,
It would be.
Alexander Lee's chiming in with kind of what I said. He says Glow Light Danio is different.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
that's true. Glow Light Danny has a different
Yeah.
thing.
So I guess I forgot
Right.
to put in the light. I was saying glow, but glow light. That's what I'm talking about. It's shaped like a
Oh,
zebra
okay.
Dania.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I forgot to put in the light, the glow light.
got it. All right.
So there's the difference. Because I've got them in my mind. You can't see that?
No, but I can feel you.
Okay, cool. I mean, it looks like a zebra Dania, but it's not.
It's just like a zebra Danio, only different.
You're just supposed to understand what I mean, not what I say.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. I've been doing that with you all morning.
It's been a
You're
weird
up there
morning.
yawning and it's making my eyes shut. Like I need to like stand up and walk around.
Do we
9
need more
o'clock.
coffee?
Yeah.
Can we
I'm
have a
so-
coffee break?
I need to make another pot, actually.
This whatever I've had going on, the mornings are just like I went to bed at 7 o'clock and I cannot get my eyes open this morning.
I went to bed at 2 or 2:30.
That's right, Alexander Lee. Joey knew what you were talking about.
I knew what I was talking about. I just didn't have my words.
Yeah, we understood.
Okay.
Hello,
He
OPC.
understood me because I've had them before, and I'm like, that's why I'm like, I can see them.
Yeah.
I'm going for coffee, kids.
I'm gonna go
exiting
quit,
left
Father
screen.
Fish. You're making me do it. Look at him.
There she goes. All right. Well, let's take a break here, guys. This is
I'm gonna go run a lap around the house and see if I can wake up. No.
we're fast going off the rails here. Oh, here we go. I gotta get the words here. I can Mary's back.
Kind of. Look, my
Mary's
eyes
not
are real. My eyes are real little this morning.
real little. There she
Real
is.
little.
I'm back.
There she is. Mighty
Joey,
Bo.
Joey's the only one that's what I can't even think.
What am I?
You're froggy. You're more froggy than we are. What is it? Fine as a frog here. That's what I was trying to go.
That's different from being froggy.
Yeah. See, I'm tired. I should get my results
You
back
just
today.
need to
I'm
stay up
glad.
all night with me, Mary.
I know it. I couldn't do it last night.
I was
You
working
could if
on
you're
stuff.
out in the barn.
Oh
I
yeah.
was out in the barn, then I came in, then I did some water
Right,
changes
Sharpie.
and stuff. Then I got online. I was, putting up a new video. I put that out.
Oh,
And
did you get it up? I didn't even see
yeah,
it yet.
I was just doing all kinds of things. I was
Well,
everywhere.
I keep thinking I'm going to have one of those days, like I've been sleeping so much, I've been so tired, and I keep thinking, well, this is all going to catch up, and then I'm going to have an incredible night, where I'm up in the middle of the night on chats and having a big time, and it just isn't happening.
I
It's
haven't
not.
done that in 6 months.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Hey, I just try to do it all the time. That's the old thing. I'll sleep when I'm dead,
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm starting to worry about. Maybe I'm leaving. I don't know. And usually I'm better in the mornings than the afternoons, and I've been the opposite this past week.
No, I will all of a sudden decide at like 11:30 at night that, I'm going to do this project, 4 hours later.
Said Foxy signing off. What did she do?
She saw, probably because you were singing, she might have thought.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, she thought you were leaving? Oh.
T-Bone, what did you do?
Come on up, Foxy. Come visit us.
Yeah, I didn't even see her come in. I missed her.
Yeah, we're dying up here. Come,
Hi, Roxanne.
come giggle at us.
I know, Chalupa. Yeah, for real. I'm just like, I felt great last night, but this morning it's just not working. Sorry, I'm not.
Oh.
And
I feel like I get my best work done in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I used to. We were talking about, everybody was talking about plecos too. I think it was Monica asked, why plecos were so expensive, because they are like ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Some of
them. In the end, most of it's because it's what we're willing to pay. I mean, I pay ridiculous amounts for goldfish, but what are you going to do? If you want it, you buy it.
Well, right. And they're wild caught, and they're pretty uncommon.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting tidbit. I think I mentioned this before a while back. Plecos.
I'm reading what Roxanne wrote. Sorry.
What'd she write?
She says, I still have pillow creases on my face, not camera ready.
I love pillow creases.
I get it.
It's when they don't leave, after you sleep, and then they never leave again.
That's when you're getting old.
Really?
So want to go away.
That's why I grew the beard. All right. So here's what happens.
Grow one.
The guys who are out during the rainy season in the Amazon collecting fish. One of the fish they go after, and they have to dive for these. This is snorkeling. They typically don't dive with tanks. They dive with masks and snorkels and fins even. They're looking initially and primarily for wild discus. And they find a curious thing happens. Certain discus, because the water level rises up to the point where trees are submerged or virtually submerged, maybe 2/3 of the tree is submerged. Trees that fall over are completely submerged, they find that certain color morphs of discus will breed in certain tree areas. In other words, where the tree is maybe fallen over or leaning or has a crook in it, they'll nest in that little crook in a specific species of tree. Like, I don't know what, maybe a nut tree, a certain kind of nut. So this purple discus breeds in
In a nut hut tree.
a cantankerous nut tree.
Not,
A
Now,
nut hut.
but that ain't where it ends. There is
okay.
also in that same little ecosphere, there is a plecostomus, a specific species of plecostomus that also is breeding in that same tree with the discus. So when they come upon these discus, they also come upon a specific species of plecostomus. Now, they have learned that if they catch that pair of discus and that plecostomus, they can go back to that tree a month or 2 months later and get another set. There will be more fish there, same types of discus, same species of plecostomus that'll be breeding in that specific tree. They find that different trees contain different color morphs of discus and different species of plecostomus.
Interesting.
So isn't that the word for that is interesting? My daughter always said
Interesting.
interesting. She said.
Interesting.
I have a call from Delaware. Father Fish. Oh dear. All right, we'll be right over. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is it the dentist again?
Yeah, the fish tank is leaking. I'm gonna see
Oh
where.
my gosh. You know, you said it was going to be trouble.
I know it.
Yeah.
Where's Thomas?
Damn it.
Is
I think
Thomas
it's
in
over.
today?
I don't think it's. He's not here
See,
yet.
this is the kind of stuff that would make exciting videos. You know, this is like a 911 Father Fish call.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, really.
the beauty of owning your own business,
Right.
here. This is
Exactly.
Right.
This is it.
It's. I'm sure I know what's wrong. I'm gonna have to go look at it. Thomas is not gonna be close. Hey, where are you?
But it just doesn't
Amber.
stop.
The tank is leaking at the dentist. No idea. I'm not there to look at it. How far away are you? 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go over there. I'll meet you there. I'll grab some towels. Okay. All right. Shit. Figures. All right. I gotta go.
All right, Father Fish.
You do.
This just hope everything works out all right.
Yeah.
I gotta get out from under this thing. All right. See you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you.
Thanks
See
for
you in a little
playing.
while. Okay. Bye, Joe.
I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye.